Hello, everyone. This is Charles Laughlin from BIA Kelsey. I'm here with Aaron Goldman from Kenshu. Aaron, you're going to be a keynote speaker at our national conference later this month. We're excited to have you. Now, read a couple things about you. You're an author. You have a book, Everything I Know About Marketing I Learned at Google, if I got that right. So I want to hear a little bit about that. And then the other thing I noticed about you is that your title is CMO and Head of Freestyle Rap at Kenshu. And I guess my only question there is, did you invent that role, or was there a previous head of freestyle rap at Kenshu?
No, that was a new role that was created for me, or rather, I should say, I created for myself.
I would imagine one has to create that for oneself. So, yes. All right, I just didn't know, since Kanye's from Chicago, I didn't know if he held it.
Yeah, no. We're working on a few collaborations. I'm not saying that he's going to make a guest appearance at the national conference, but hey, I've got.
But we're not saying he isn't.
Oh, we're not saying he isn't.
Okay. All right. Now, quickly, tell us. People can read the book, but tell us a little bit about it and sort of what your main message is in the book, and then maybe we can talk about what you're going to say at the show. Sure. Not all of it, but a little of
it. Yeah. So the book is really about what can we learn from Google in terms of how we market our businesses or our clients' businesses if we're in the agency space or one of the other providers, and basically looking at what are really not necessarily tenets or marketing principles that Google invented per se, just that they've done really well with how they've grown their business, how they've marketed their business, and become the dominant company in the space today. Mm-hmm. It's definitely not a kind of tactical, how to SEO 101 or how to buy AdWords. I leave that to many other capable folks who have written those books. And it takes a higher look at some of the tried and true marketing techniques that both Google embodies in terms of certainly how you can market on Google, but also Google in terms of how it's grown its business and how it's expanded into different areas, kind of always staying one step ahead of the trends. And so I lay out essentially 20 relatively simple tips that any marketer can pick up and apply to their business in a way to grow themselves.
Okay. So, but you never worked at Google. This is just from observing Google, right? So.
Correct. Yeah, I've worked really closely with Google over the years. My background actually started in the space about 15 years ago in ad sales for one of the early online ad networks, and through that process, we started selling a lot of different types of ad units. At first it was all emails and pop-ups and that really annoying stuff, and then around 2003, 2004, we started selling search links, and at the time it was Overture, before it was Yahoo. And then Google came on the scene, and this was the first sort of pay-per-click engines. And what we started doing was aggregating a lot of these different keywords and search text links and selling them to advertisers and to agencies that represented them. And by the end of my tenure there, the company had been bought by the Excite Network, and then got bought by Ask Jeeves, and then got bought by IAC. So I got to then, all of a sudden, I was competing with Google in a way. So really got an early look at their platform and understanding sort of where their space fits. And then from there I wound up at Resolution Media, which was one of the first search engine marketing agencies. We sold that business to Omnicom in 2005, stayed through for 3 years after that, and so then became one of Google's biggest clients. So we were spending hundreds of millions of dollars on behalf of our clients with Google. And then finally coming over to Kenshu now, we're one of Google's largest advertising partners with our software. So marketers can buy Google ads, among others, Yahoo and Bing and Facebook, etc., through our platform. And now we're managing upwards of $6 billion on an annual basis, running through different media channels. So pretty good inside look at how it operates and what some of the opportunities are for advertisers.
Okay, so let's shift to what you're going to talk about later this month in Dallas. It's the national conference we're holding in Dallas, March 25th through the 27th. You'll be, I believe it's a day 2 keynote speaker. So just without giving the whole thing away, obviously, just a little preview, maybe core themes that you're going to touch on. I don't know how many they pull in from the book, or if it's a different look you're going to give us.
Yeah. In my keynote, I'll be touching on a number of the key trends that are kind of impacting our space right now, and things that marketers can and should be thinking about. And I'll preview a couple of those here, and then save some that you'll just have to be there to see for yourself. The first is certainly mobile. I don't know exactly what the year of mobile was, but it's happened already, and now we're in a truly mobile world, and more and more brands and marketers are thinking mobile first. And so we'll talk about kind of what that whole evolution or revolution has meant in terms of the way that you can find and interact with your customers, how you can grow your relationships with your customers, how you can find more people like your best customers, and reach them in a contextually relevant way. So we'll talk a lot about the mobile paradigm shift and what that means for how you operationalize your marketing and connect with folks across the journey. And then from there, we'll spend some time talking about another key trend, which is more and more media, as it moves to a digital delivery format, it becomes available to you as a marketer on a programmatic basis. So in the past, when media was more analog, it was about doing your planning and your buying, calling up your rep and working through insertion orders, letting your plan run, evaluate, see how it did, make some changes, etc. In today's world, it's all real time, and you can make changes, every minute of every day, or use software to automate some of that, and you can really get granular, especially at the local level, in an automated way, so that you can have the right message to the right person at the right time at scale. And that's this whole trend towards digital and also mobile as well is helping enable that. And then finally, we'll spend some time talking about measurement. So with all of these complicated webs of interactions, how do you really understand what's working and what's not working? You might be running thousands of different variations of ads, especially if you've done all the permutations, so that every location has a different ad, a different call to action, a different landing page. How do you look at all that data and make sense of it to know which parts are really working and that you can build on? Maybe there's more opportunity, and which parts are just wasting money for you. So we'll talk a little bit about how you can put some tools in place to better understand what's working, what's not, and where you should be spending your next dollar.
Okay, great. So will there be any freestyle rap in there, or is that going to be a surprise?
There is a strong likelihood at some point that I may just drop a little rhyme. You never know what time, but sometimes it just comes out. I don't even mean to shout, but I'll be telling you what it's all about. At National, if you're feeling my flow, then you just got to go and be there. You hear?
All right. All right. I'm a Pearl Jam guy, so I'm not going to jump on that at all. So.
That's cool.
All right.
I can do, I can work in a little even flow to my flow.
Yeah. Do a little sampling, a little grunge sampling in with your rap. That'd be pretty awesome. So, all right, cool. So that was great. That gives everybody an idea what they'll see when they get there. Thank you for your time, and we'll see you later this month in Dallas.
Thank you.
Hope to see everyone else there too. Bye bye.